Okay, welcome to this lesson where we are going to take you through understanding fractions and its operations. This has been a very long topic simply because we need to understand. Even if something is too long, when you understand, it becomes an easy work for you. So for this lesson, we shall be able to go to what we call multiplication of fractions. Okay, we shall be able to look at what we call multiplication of fractions. So when it comes to multiplication of fractions, it is a quite work that is not so hard. It is easy as you have been doing some other numbers. Okay, it is quite what we are saying. It is quite very easy for you to do as you have been doing some other numbers. So this multiplication that simply means you are just only going to get the products of these numbers. And when they have given you a fraction, when all of them are fractions, you just get the product of these numbers. Like you can see here in our example, they are just saying work out something. You see, they are saying work out 1 out of 3 times 2 out of 5. So what you have to do is to just if you have our 3 out of 5, 1 out of 3 times 2 out of 5. Here we does not look out for any LCM. Okay, so we just only multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator, where here we shall just only have our 2. Okay, we can arrange it like this. This is just still the same as 1 times 2 out of 3 times 5. Okay, so we just still get the same product. I'll have a 2 out of 15. Finish. That's how we do multiply these fractions. Also here you can see if you have 1 out of 2, then times 1 out of 2, as we are saying that we shall multiply the numerator by themselves, times 1, then 2 times 2 shall be able to come up with 1 out of 4. We shall have finished. That's how we shall be dealing with multiplication of this fraction. Let's also look at another example. Let's look at another example which is given. So in another example, they bring sometime in a word problem, and they want you to understand whether this is part of multiplication. So look at this example here. We are saying what is 2 out of 5 of 20 books. So when they ask you 2 out of 5 of 20, when they talk about of, this simply means multiplication. Okay, so when you see in the question they have said 20 of this, maybe 30 of this, 1 of this, that simply means multiplication. So now when they have given you our 2 out of 5, then they tell you of 20 books. So here what you do is to only bring out this 2 out of 5, you multiply it by 20. So when you multiply 5 by 1, then by 20, this is what? 4. So this is the same as our 2 times 4. What is 2 times 4? So shall be equal to 8. So we shall have solved what? We shall have solved this. So do not always forget, if they talked about books, you put what? Books. If they talked about pens, you put what? Pens. So here they talked about books, so we should also be able to put 8 what? 8 books, such that your answer is not what? Is not hanging. So when you also look at our question for here, they are saying what is 2 whole number, 1 out of 2 of 2 dozen. Okay, so here they are saying we have our whole number here and a fraction. Then they are saying of 2 what? 2 dozen. This is all. This is doesn't. So what you have to do here, is to ensure that you first change this to a proper fraction, which is 2 out of 2 is going to be equal to 2 times 2, okay, plus 1. Then divide by what? Divide by 2. So here we shall be able to get our what? We shall be able to get our 2 times 2 plus 1, it is 5 out of 2. So this is the fraction. But they told you this whole number of 2 what? 2 dozen. What you have to understand is to know what does a dozen mean. What does a dozen mean? Okay, so when they talked about 2 dozen, this simply means 1 dozen. 1 dozen is equal to 12. So if they said 2 dozen, 2 dozen will be equal to 2 times 12. Okay, which is going to be 20. Okay, 24. So now this simply means when they said this 2 whole number, 1 out of 2 dozens, this simply means they wanted you to find 5. Okay, this is going to be 5 out of 2 times the 24. So here you cancel by 1, by this 12. So our answer here is going to be equal to what is 5 times 12. This is the same as 2 times 5, which is 0. Okay, and then we say 5 times 12, 5 times 2, which is a 0. Then we say 5 times 1. Okay, let's look here. We are saying 5 times 2, which is 10. We write a 0. Then we say 5 times 1, which is 5. Then plus 1, we carry it, becomes 60. So here they are going to be 60. Please be able to add item, okay, like they did here. They are able to say items. Alright, so this is the method they are able to use for them to come up with what? To come up with the right answer. So we have some different questions that we need also to solve, such that we also see how do they always ask about about what? About this multiplication of fractions. Okay, so we can write our solution here. Solution here we have, let me say, if this was our part A, part B, then part C, part D. So our part A, solution A, they want 3 out of 4 of shillings for what? 400. So this simply means we shall have our 3 out of 4 times 400 by 4, 1 by 4. Okay, so here we shall have our 3 times 100. We are going to get our 3 what? 300. So this is going to be our what? Our answer. Then they are also telling us to multiply our part B. They are telling us to multiply a third of 12. We shall say this is going to be equal to a third out of a third times what? Times 12 by 3, 1 by 3, 4. So our answer is going to be 4. Then we'll have our part C. Our part C, we have 1 out of 10 times 60, because they are saying of times what? Times 60. So here we also by 10, 1 by what is 60 divided by 10? We shall get 6. So here we have our 6. So when they talk about mean, that is minutes, okay? You also have to include what? Minutes. So our part D, they are saying what is 3 out of 4 of 280 grams. 3 out of 4 of 280 what? 80 grams. So what I have to do is to ensure this is the same as what? 3 out of 4 of 280 what? Grams. By 4, 1, what is by 4? That is what? What? Is it 7? Okay, 4 times 7. What is 4 times 7? 7, 7, 7. 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 14. 14 plus, okay, 28. So here we shall get 7. This simply means we have a 3 times 70. Then this is going to be equal to 3 times 7, have 21 plus, that is 0, 210. So here with multiplication, it is quite not so hard. You can solve it in a marathon speed. Right? So that is how we shall be dealing with what? With multiplication. Multiplication of numbers. And that's how they always set this multiplication of these fractions. So in our next lesson, we want to be looking at how do we divide these fractions. So be able to be part of this lesson, such that we can move on the same pace on our topic that we want to cover. Right? Please, I say thank you very much for being part of this lesson. Please be able to check out on our playlist for some of the recent lessons that you might have missed, and also subscribe. You can also comment and tell us what do you feel about this question, and how the question or how the discussion has taken you. Okay, so be blessed. See you in the next lesson.